Greetings all. Can you all hear me? Can anyone hear me? Hello. G'day, Mr. Biscoe. How are you? Perfect. How's everyone tonight? There we go. Oh, I had 3 on all of a sudden. Now they're all gone. The only person here is you there, Mr. Biscoe. Hey. Guess didn't like my bald head. Bigots? Nah, maybe not sure. No. Mama said I always had a face for radio. So. Oh, pretty interesting week in Canadian politics. Another tax is in the works. Yay. Nothing like spending an extra $110 or $120 a month on heat and hydro because of carbon. Well, I put the notice all over my Facebook and here in YouTube to get the message out there that I was doing another Q&A. So I figure, 4 or 5 days notice is plenty for people to come out and say hello. So good to see you there, Mr. Biscoe. There's a couple other people that keep showing up. So say hi if you can, folks. Don't be shy. Ask away. Yeah, 6,000 jobs. I think that's what? Health inspectors making sure you're wearing your mask. Yeah. Even today, Miss McKenna was on the news there talking about infrastructure jobs. And yet I think she's starting to feel the pressure of independent media moguls questioning her and her ethics. Well, yeah. Lots of jobs for inspectors out there. I was actually watching an interesting video that I shared on my Facebook page about the contact tracing app in California. And there was a lady that took a course on how to be a contact tracer rep, if anything. So I'll post that on my Facebook page, on the Crusty Canuck Facebook page. You guys can look at yourself. It's quite interesting how they're maneuvering and mandating things. And you can see the model that our Liberal government is starting to follow too. So, yeah. No, can't have 6,000 oil jobs. We have to have 6,000 inspector jobs to make sure we're walking the line. And, I wonder how many of these employees would be called Carl and Karen. Yeah. Okay, well, there's a couple people on. Don't be shy. Say hello. I want to talk about topics when people throw them at me. Just doesn't look too promising throughout the winter, especially what I heard today from Rebel Media. And I'll leave links later on. But according to Sheila Gunn Reid, of course, they're going to slap on another carbon tax. How quaint. People don't have a pot to piss in. They want to put another tax in for the sake of virtue. You can say a real poop show. So, has everybody here seen my last upload? The mirror always lies. Well, Mr. Biscoe, if they actually invented a machine that didn't need lubrication and provided heating without a carbon footprint, maybe. But I don't think taxing people to death is going to make that happen, right? I would say cut 50 grand from every MP's pay to invest in that kind of engineering, right? Try to figure it out. Yeah, sadly not, of course. It's a shit show, right? They're not going to save the environment. We are, right? So they're going to cut more into my pension, more into my paycheck if I ever get one again, and say, we're doing this for the greater good. So those of you who are just tuning in, I try to do a live stream every 2 weeks. So pay attention to my community page here on the tube, right? And while listening to my podcast, I'll give you updates as things go along there. So by all means, check out my community page every time you get a chance, just to get an update on my live streams, new videos, new commentary, new merchandise, which I am working on too. So, you know. And as for the hockey jerseys, I decided on a name based on a poll I did a few weeks back. I'm going to call them Crusty's Canuckers. So if you want a jersey, just send me an email and give me your size, and then we can go from there. Okay? I don't have them made yet. I'm going to make sure there's pictures and stuff posted so you can decide. And then once I get them made, they will be for sale. I'm going to try to keep them reasonably priced too. No more than $50 and no less than 20. So, Fred, good to see you, bud. How are you? Good to see Fred's here. Fred Stockman, ladies and gentlemen. He hosts a podcast too. I've been a guest on his show numerous times. I'm going to get him on my show sometime soon. Talk about American politics and Canadian politics and the similarities of buffoonery. Call in for what, Fred? No, you don't have to. This is fine here. No. I think I need to get some more subscribers onto my page before I can do the calling in thing. So, and just a reminder to everybody, I'm a few hours away from being monetized, hopefully, knock on wood. So watch what you can, comment, share around, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I think I'm about 300 hours shy. So if I can get 300 years to watch an hour each, that'd be nice. Yeah. Don't be shy, folks. Come and say hello. Yes, it's real me. Yes, my head's shiny. I shaved it today. Well, got to keep my luscious locks in check. So, feel free to ask me anything. That's why I put these on every 2 weeks. Ask me questions, get the dialogue going, get the conversation going so we can make sense of this political spectrum they call Canada. And parts of America and Mexico, too. Well, in general. Yeah. Max Rose. Hi, Max. How are you? Welcome to the show. Do you think it's hypocritical of Trudeau to say we need to fight systemic racism while First Nations don't have clean water that he promised? It seems. I wouldn't call it systemic. I just call it blatant ignorance. I don't believe there's systemic racism in Canada. I don't think we've seen it. I haven't seen it. I've seen belligerence. I've seen bigotry, but I haven't seen systemic racism. Trudeau is a hypocrite. Yes, he's full of shit, just like his old man, right? And I think every liberal in his cabinet is just the same. To save face, do what the party says, not what their constituents say. So, and the clean water issue to me is disgusting. I don't think anybody in this country, especially here in Canada, should have to deal with dirty water, especially a government that intentionally draws raw sewage or drops raw sewage into a lot of waterways. Yes, Mr. Biscoe, systemic corruption at its finest, too. The Rebel media has nailed it. TNC media has nailed it. Daniel Boardman, Frank Vaughan, Adam Daniel Menzies, the Laurentian elite. It's all a group of people. It is just like the family compact of the 1830s. And if you know your Canadian history, you know what I'm talking about. Fred Stockman, do I do cultural issues? Well, it depends what you're referring to in culture. Well, do I believe the West has a better culture than some cultures? Yes, better than communism. Right. Cardi B. Oh, the WAP song. Yeah. Oh, wet and, dirty things. Yes. Okay, Fred, what was her inspiration for the WAP song? If all my listeners and viewers out there, you've heard of Cardi B and her WAP tune and the big controversy. Yep. Well, really, after reading those lyrics, I don't find them inspirational. I don't know what inspired her to write it. Horny? That's all I can say. Some kind of patriarchy rebuttal? Where'd you send it to me? On my Facebook page? Let's see here. Oh, okay. I'll have to look at it later. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'll take a look later there, Fred. Hey, Brandy, how you doing? Good to see you. All is good. All is good for now. Yes. I see 8 people showing up. Don't be shy, folks. Say hello. Even if you're a new subscriber, say hello. I don't mind. It's all good. Don't be shy. Watch all the videos you can. Help me reach my monetization goal. So, not that I'm expecting YouTube to pay my bills, but I've done a lot of work creating this channel, creating my podcasts, making sure everything sounds right, trying to get sponsors. I'm working on some new sponsors right now. I'm not going to get rid of my old ones just yet. They're pretty well happy with the work I'm doing. Needless to say, I've got to start generating some revenue. So, I know things are tough all over, but no, I don't drink anymore. I haven't touched a drop in a couple of months. And when I did have a beer the last time, it was like a can and a half while watching Star Trek. Ooh, big party. So, no. Don't be shy, folks. Ask away. It's been an interesting week in Canadian politics yet again, with thudfuckery galore. Yes. I don't mind cigars. I don't mind the odd Cuban cigar. When I got married, we had some nice Cubans. They were nice. Well, very smooth. Yeah. Nothing compliments a good Cuban cigar than a good glass of Canadian whiskey. Yeah. Like I say, I don't drink. So, well, I'm not saying I'm not going to drink. It's just I have no desire to drink anymore. You know, I just feel too thuggish, lethargic. You know, you wake up the next day and you're like, oh. Then you realize, oh, God, I'm not 25 anymore. So. Well, I'm not going to say that loud, Brandy. You just confessed to that. That's fine. That's up to you. But I understand. Gilbo's internet monitoring. Obviously, it's censorship, right? It's more ways to tell us what to think and what to say because they all admire China's basic dictatorship, right? And it's a cash grab too because if they're going to monitor what people are saying, they're going to crack down on said providers too. So it's basic censorship. And what gets me is that why is a heritage minister weighing in? He should be looking after Canadian heritage and our history, not monitoring what we say online. So, Mr. Biscoe, it's a shit show in aisle 2. And as far as I know, they're going to try very hard, but some people at YouTube and some people at Google and other providers have done their own censorship as well. And as the columns I read are basically discussing the fact and how they're going to charge big tech more money, which in turn will charge us money. So let's say we go to sign on to YouTube one night and it's going to cost, let's say, $10 for a year or $20 for a year, or they might do it monthly. I don't know. Needless to say, it's going to be a effing cash grab. So, are there any Mounties here this evening? Any CSIS? It wouldn't surprise me. You know, it wouldn't surprise me. They had the big stink in the United States with the NSA and Obama's party or Obama's thing doing that. It was Snowden that confessed to it because he was part of it, right? Yeah. I think Parler's in the works for doing that too. But you guys know Canon.com basically has the same platform as the Tube here. So Canon, a Canadian company, I've talked to the gentlemen, the owners and operators, down to earth guys, great bunch of guys, good business sense and freedom, right? They're entrepreneurs, they're money makers. You know, I've had some in-depth conversations with both of them. both Brian and Scott, good men. So try out Canon.com. I'll put it up here. Yeah. Very good platform. Try it out. Every time I post a video, I post on there too. So I think one of my videos had about 3,500 views there 3 months ago. I'm not sure. I have to double check, but automatically, once I post on Podbean, then I go here. I post everything else, and Parlay, Wimkin, all my other sites too, just to get the word out there. Getting a few more Americans involved too, which is kind of nice. So. White shirts and corporate bigwigs there, Mr. Biscoe. Too many people telling us what to do. Yeah. So if you guys get a chance, sign up to Canon.com there. They're a good bunch of people. So I don't know, Fred. It might look that way after watching that shit show debate the other night. Wow. I was just dumbfounded. I don't know. Okay. White shirts or the white shirts, jawohl. Yeah. So, but that, that debate I saw with Biden and Trump was just, wow. Yeah, it was just a shit show. I know I've been saying that a lot because, I'm trying to keep the swearing down a bit here. Gonna use my big words. So it was an immature sing-along about teenage girls fighting over makeup. There, that's what I thought of that debate. Historically, yeah. I remember debates where they would shake hands. They would get heated, but it was just a lot of name calling. It was like dealing with a bunch of high school bullies, really. It was like, fuck. Like Trump owned a lot of it, but he was just as insulting too. And what got me the most was when Biden said, "Oh, Antifa is just an idea." Oh, really? Was Chaz and Chop an idea? Was the burning of all these cities an idea? Right? We even got those shitheads north of Edmonton that are causing that crap too. And then the first ones to cry victimhood. Oh my God, racism. And they're the ones that are instigating all the fighting. So, well, thank you, Brandy. Fuck, fuckity fuck, fuck, fuckity fuck. There. Drop some F-bombs for you. Right. Well done. So, but yeah, that debate just didn't, and it didn't resonate well with me. And, as a Canuck, okay, Canadians are always kind of looking outside, looking down at the American political machine, yet our political machine is no better. It isn't. So, well, whether they went to church or not, there was still professionalism. I remember debates in Canada where there's professionalism. I remember the first debate I watched in television. It was Brian Mulroney, John Turner, and Ed Broadbent. And the big thing at that time, now I wasn't voting at the time, I was under 18, but the big debate was the free trade issue. Mulroney said there's going to be tons of jobs in Canada. John Turner begged to differ. Ed Broadbent wanted more of a socialized scheme. Okay, fine. But those days, there were leaders in Canada. There were Canadian leaders. Didn't matter what side of the fence you sat on, there were Canadian leaders. And after the debate, they shook hands, went their merry way, whatever, and they carried on in Parliament like nothing happened. So it gave me an intro to how debates work. The last provincial debate I saw was a shit show. Last federal debate in Canada was a shit show. It was like watching a game. and someone timing what they have to say. And the whole moderation thing, I think the moderation thing and both sides of the border need work and a little more research on both sides of the party, right? Canadian Pale. I would agree with that too, but in the same sense, what I'm saying is the professional, meaning you're standing there, you're representing your country, representing your values, representing what's right for your voters, Canadian or American, right? But I also give Trump credit too for being a big business guy who understands risk, whether you gain some coin or you lose some coin. I think he's done pretty good when it comes to economics. Randy said, yes, and good for Randy Hillier too. Very good for Randy Hillier for doing that, calling bullshit. I've seen him all over Rebel Media. Wonderful things he's doing. Right? And yeah, you keep doing that, Randy. You keep sending stats to these guys, by all means. Mr. Snake Stealth. One thing you got to say, Trump made Biden alienate a lot of the far left. He's trying to tightrope walk the far left and the moderates. The schism in the Democrat Party is getting bigger. I would agree, the schism, but the actual action, right? I would say the actual action. Are you American, Mr. Snake Stealth? Or Miss Snake Stealth? I don't know. No. I like to get more Americans involved in this too, so. Okay, my apologies, Snake Stealth. But no, I agree with you there too. Let's say Trump wins. Okay, come November 3rd, Trump wins. Be more people screaming to the heavens, more pussy hat marches, whatever, and more bricks will be thrown. If Biden wins, you're not going to see a whole cavalcade of right aficionados march the streets and start smashing things. That's just my view. But there will be tension, and a lot of it. So. Yeah, Maroon, you signed. A lot of politicians did sign onto the UN because at that time, believe it or not, the UN was actually a good thing. But like I said before, you talk to any soldier that served in the Balkans or in Africa during the 1990s under the UN, they will beg to differ. Right? Random guy. BLM, Biden loves minors. Dirty bugger. Yeah, I know Harper signed a lot of it. That's one thing I was not really impressed with Stephen Harper doing that, signing more to the UN. This Build Back Better mentality, it's right out of the Biden guidebook too. I'm surprised the liberals even use it the same. Build Back Better. Sounds like a bacon commercial, right? Well, I have to hand it to Trump though too, because he didn't come off as a pompous git. He come off as an arrogant know-it-all, but I think he struck a nerve, a very good nerve at that. So I can see the UN at the time when it got together to be a force for good after the results of World War II, right? Relocating a lot of people that were disenfranchised, not because of color or culture, because of the war. Right? Oh, of course. They've all written it off, and even Biden was quoted saying some NDP stuff when Jack Layton was alive too. I don't have the links for it, but it was on CTV and Rebel too. So, right. Build Back Better, I think, is a UN mandate, but to me, it's just a play on words. Here's my Build Back Better. Bring back our money. fire some MPs, cut some fucking pay, and let's get the pipelines built. Let's clean up the water reservations. Let's crack the books at every benefit out there and start being sensible again. Right? I don't believe that our MPs should be making $182,000 a year. I don't believe that. Considering that I'm trying to find a job, right? I've been laid off from my job almost 2 months ago now, right? Luckily, my pension looks after the important things like my mortgage, keeps groceries in my fridge, keeps the lights on, and allows me to do this. So you want to build something back and better in Canada? Let's cut the MPs' pay. Let's cut some of the benefits, i.e. people that take advantage of the situation. And it's not hard to figure out, right? And that would work for Italy. If that works for Italy, it can work here too. What's population in Italy? What, 40 million? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not so much a matter, random guy, of saving you out of poverty. It's the opportunities to get out of poverty. Right? There is so much red tape now for people to start up businesses, for people to better themselves, right? 60 million in Italy, so roughly like Britain. Okay. And that would work, as I think the Italian parliament is similar to the British parliament. So, yeah, and our parliament's the same. So, yeah, we could cut a third, right? Especially the new jobs that Justin Trudeau created. Oh, fuck. I would say, Fred, the whole Commonwealth should, really, especially what's going on in Australia right now in Melbourne. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. The Emergency War Measures Income Tax Act of 1917 became the Income Tax Act, period. Right? But what gets me too is that they had the Income Tax Act during the Second World War, and then they encouraged people to buy war bonds. And with the amount of debt that was accumulated after the Second World War, okay, the generation that came back, the people that survived and overcame, it took about 2 years to pay off the national debt at that time. And Canada's population was only 11 million people. So if it could be done then, it can be done now, right? No, I don't want to bring in local farmers. I don't want to bring in Amazon. Let Amazon do its thing. I want to see more farmers get their credit due. I want to see small businesses get the incentive they should have, like freedom to flourish. Right? Some tariffs, but because of the empire, right? Snake stealth. Yeah, I think you nailed it. Yeah. Misread. Which one? Bringing in foreign corporations like Amazon to destroy our local farmers and businesses. No, I don't want to see our local farmers destroyed. We can bring Amazon in, and we can encourage our local farmers and businesses all the same. Right? It can be done. It's just, let's cut the red tape with government spending and get rid of this parity dynamic they talk about in Bill C-48, or is it, yeah, Bill C-48, I believe, where everything's got to be 50-50 parity, you know? Well, Walmart, I would just love to give them a slap upside the head. Walmart, Costco, all these other big stores got to operate, right? And then you walk to Walmart now. Where's your mask? It's in my pocket. Oh, Trudeau, like, I would bring in Amazon, but I'd also support our own too. Because I love capitalism. It works. Hmm? Yeah. I would do what I could, like out here for the farmers, especially out here in the West, right? Canadian Pale, can you email me that link? Trudeau was also bragging today too about the new infrastructure thing that's going to be they're talking about there, electric buses. And who else in Canada makes buses? Bombardier? Yeah, that's Walmart. Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that, Fred. Mr. Rubicon got banned because he's pissing off Jacinda, keeping her on her toes. Right? Well done for Rubicon. I like his work. Oh, of course, pissing off YouTube. Yes. I know YouTube's watching us right now. You guys mad at me? Oh, you mad? See, that's the thing. Hate speech is such a broad term. I hate taxes. I hate stubbing my toes. I hate cold coffee. I hate cold pizza. I hate cold chicken. Am I banned? So what I understand with ad space is that regardless of how many ads they run in any videos, whatever, they're still getting paid, right? So they can still ban a guy and they're still getting paid. So it's not like it's going to hurt their business, you know? Yes, random guy, it is quite demagogue. It's quite draconian. It's quite weird, you know? There's a 20-something guy sitting there watching people's stuff and what they say and what they promote. And oh my goodness, you said a bad word. We're going to have to ban you for a while. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is an excuse to stop free speech. It is an excuse to stop it. I did numerous episodes on hate speech and hateful things to say to people. Oh, fuck. I did an episode called Yes, I'm White. What's your excuse? You'll find it in my video page there. So, what's your random guy? Because I remember back in school, I did a project on censorship for my media arts class. And that was the conclusion we came up with. You know, don't like what you see? Turn the page. Don't like the channel? Change it. Don't like the station? Change the station. Or turn it all off and go outside. Right? And I spent enough time outside today, so. Cold coffee's okay if you get a shot of rye. Luckily, mine's still warm. Good. Yeah, I'd say so. And I've encouraged my listeners numerous times, go out there, look at Rebel Media, look at TNC, Daniel Boardman, Frank P. Vaughan, me. You know, I basically just give an opinion and satire. I don't research other stories. I look at what I see on mainstream, what I see online, put together, formulate my own opinion, what I think should be done, right? And I think more people should do that too, right? True North is good. Yep, you're right, random guy. True North. I have cable for my wife too. We like watching the odd show together. Yeah, watch it all. Watch Rebel. Watch TNC. Watch Daniel Boardman. Spencer Fernando is a good guy too. He's quite inquisitive. And if you can get onto Blacklocks, they are a pay site, but they're worth it. Their reporters are saturated right in downtown Ottawa, so they get a lot of good, juicy details. So if you get a chance to see Blacklocks, try them out too. Independent, because they're reporting stories. They're not doing it for their paycheck. Yeah, they like to get paid, but there's more integrity. Even when you're watching TNC, when you watch Andrew Lawton, when you watch Candace Malcolm, you're seeing more integrity, just the way they report it and the eye contact they have with you as a viewer. It's genuine. It's it's like the news we had when we were kids. Yes, Canada Pauly, he's excellent. A guy, I love his work too. I've used him as a couple of references in my podcast as well. His satire is excellent. His common sense approach, beautiful, right? So my American listeners out there, I really like Tim Cast at the time, Joe Rogan, PragerU puts on some good tidbits. Other than politics, this week I've been listening a lot of music. Well, that's the thing. It's good to have a decent biased, not like the blatant bias you see right now, especially when the mainstream media in this country was handed $600 million from Potato Boy's sock puppet. So, Paul Joseph Watson, yep. Stephen Crowder, yep. Nominally's good, yep. I liked his report when he was talking to Roseanne Barr after she got canned. Yeah, so. Yeah, I like his work too. I see his feed on Facebook on occasion, so I'll give it a click and I'll listen. So, but needless to say, it's good that we have these independent outlets out there getting the information out. Getting different opinions is good too, Lauren Chen, yeah, I like her. Yeah. Blaze TV is good. Yeah. I don't know what else to say, but like saying I'm homegrown. I'm a Canuck, so I need to see more Canadian opinions. I need to see more Canadian involvement in things too. I need to see more Canadian people taking the initiative to ask the hard questions. How else do you do it, right? Laura Lynn Thompson, yeah, I like her too. I'm not big in the religious part of it, but yeah, I can listen to her words. Liberty Canada, Liberty Talks Canada, they're good, right? Yes, McKenna and Gilbert are doing the same thing. And what gets me is that she's the Minister of Infrastructure. What the fuck's she going to do with our media reporting, right? Unless she's, signing a check to build a new newscast station or a new radio station, right? So it gets me, they're all weighing in on trying to censor things, right? Not very liberal, is it? Not very effing liberal. Shit show. And just to remind everybody too, I'm still working on the hockey jerseys. If I have your full attention, they might be ready the next month. I'm getting designs done. The name of the jersey will be Crusty's Canuckers. You'll have the logo, the Crusty Canuck logo, and you'll have the podcast in there too. So I'm just working on some colors, some styles. They'll probably come in two sizes, large and extra large. Right, of course, to be patriotic colors on it. And I'm going to be making a special jersey for the veterans out there too that have tuned into the show as well. So by all means, keep that in mind. Look at my community page for that too. And working on some different t-shirts as well, and some swimsuits for the ladies. So keep that in mind as well. So. See, that's the thing, random guy. Right now, the moment you speak out against any kind of status quo, it's deemed as bigotry. It's deemed as racism. It's deemed as misogyny, as sexism, and it's just it's fucked. It's just disingenuous, right? Yeah, all the buzzwords. They've hit all the buzzwords. The moment you question Mr. Yagmeet Singh, oh my God, you're a white supremacist. No, I'm a Canadian talking to another Canadian, questioning your abilities and your integrity to do your job. Right? A random guy. Okay. Well, I don't care what race you are, dude. You're welcome here. Right? We're Canucks. We're adults. We can handle it. Mm-hmm. Yes, Fred. I'll be working on a line of swimsuits for the Crusty Canuck podcast. Yes. Yes, of course. It's the cost thing, and it's getting the logo printed on. That's where it's costing something. So, and I don't have a lot of money to invest at the moment into, professional Baywatch looking things at the moment, but I'm working on it. So there won't be any leaves. It'll probably be a logo on the front, and it will be the I won't comply on the back with the maple leaf, like you see my t-shirt designs. So. Oh, I agree, Canadian Pale. Yeah, they'll sit there and play the word salad game and then play the victim game every time something bad happens, and the media will just go with it, right? Okay, we're random guy. Just next time they say that to you, just act all surprised, and then just tell them you're white. Just tell them you're white. Hey, what the hell are you talking about? I'm white. I'm a little off-shaded, but I'm white. And then throw an insult in French at them. See what they say. Well, it's like my theme song. We're all equally worth this. We got to prove ourselves, right? Doesn't matter what you do for a living. Doesn't matter what you believe in. You got to prove yourself. If you can't live with yourself, who can you live with? Right? Canadian Pale. Yeah, Joe Biden. Now, when you actually look at Joe Biden, does he not remind you of Walter from, what's his name? Jeff Dunham. That's it. The ventriloquist comedian. That crazy character he is, that Walter guy, that, doesn't he remind you of that? I've seen the references to him looking at the banjo kid from Deliverance, that kind of lazy guy. Well, see, that's the thing, random guy. The transition, because I remember 30 years ago, okay, the left was always for the just, for the, the oppressed, the really oppressed people, okay? Before they had all the gay rights, before they had all these, new spectrums and everything, the left was for proper equality, okay? Not equity, proper equality, meaning here, have a chance, you have a chance, you have a chance. Now, you see the 180 on everything. Okay, you're seeing more conservatives, more libertarians out there saying, okay, this is not working because you think you deserve something special. You think you deserve something special. And there's no equality. There's like this up and down, up and down. Well, I deserve this because I have this card. I deserve this because I'm part of this. Like it's that group mentality, that tribal mentality. It's just fucked, right? Canadian Pale. Well, yeah, he is quite apt. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about? The Walter dummy from Jeff Dunham. You know, Jeff. Yeah, yeah. I missed that, Fred. I missed that thing on Infowars there, but random guy. Well, there was lies back then too, but I'm seeing the transition. You're seeing more conservatives and more libertarians, and even people that just don't give a fuck about politics, promoting common sense again. Right? Really, I see more of the right and libertarians promoting classical liberalism at its finest. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So every time I think of Joe Biden, I think of Walter, right? Or that banjo kid from Deliverance, ding, 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 ding. That's, But like I say, back to that debate too. I was not impressed with that. It was entertaining. Don't get me wrong. It was really entertaining, but just Antifa is just an idea. Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, yeah. All the flags and all the face shields and all the little posters going around. And what was it? Graham Allen from Blaze TV did that little stint in his. He did a video where he typed in antifa.com and it went right to the Democrat Party, right to their webpage. Interesting. Just an idea. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So. I'll say again, folks, too, if you do feel like donating, you can go on any one of my video pages, click on any of the links. I have a link with PayPal, Subscribestar, and Patreon, and Podbean. Anything will do. I'm not demanding cash. If you just like what you see and like the videos for what they are, by all means. But if you feel like donating, links will be in the descriptions and all my videos there, too. So, well, see, that's the thing. Every time Antifa is out and around, they're sitting there talking about white supremacy, and look at the supremacy they're pushing, right? The last time I've actually seen a bunch of legitimate white supremacists together in one spot, I think was back in 1990, right? They had a bunch of skinheads in Toronto pulling that shit off. So, yeah. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind, random guy. Yeah, there's no doubt that Soros has done it, or Clintons have had something to do with it, or any campaigner for that matter. The whole new Green Deal, all the Tides aficionados, all the David Suzuki groups out there, they've all had a piece of it somewhere, Critical mass. You mean the Thrash album by Nuclear Assault? No. Good to see you, Tommy. Yeah. Hey, kill you! Yes. Yeah, that could work. Well, that's the thing, Brandy, too. You're right. Agreeing to disagree, proper debate, shake the hands, and let the voters and viewers decide, like we were before, right? My American friends out there, and I think what I'm talking about, right? True. He does have the links, right? There's that picture of his brother online, walking by Toronto cops saying, fuck the police. What's that tell you? Right? Sure, there's guilt by association, but it's like, hey, your brother's in public office and you're promoting this shit? Come on, So, Yes, I did. I mentioned that in my last show too. There, random guy. Can you say Red China? Right? Yeah, I know he's banned from India, Canadian Pale. Yeah, there's a few stories on that too. So I don't buy anything he says, and it's got nothing to do with him wearing a turban or him being a Sikh. It's his lazy approach, right? It's his lazy effing approach to things, and I really don't think the NDP anymore is a force for good in this country. After what Notley did to Alberta, no, right? And there are connections to her office, members of her caucus, trying to censor rebel media and other news outlets. So any government office that tries to censor any news team loses my respect. I don't care what party's in charge. So, right. Yes, Canadian Pale, very lazy, extremely. After the proroguing, basically, I'm going to cancel Parliament to get my head together. And then today he's miraculously displaying, oh, we're going to do this for infrastructure, and another 400 million here, another 10 billion there. And it's like, where is this fucking money coming from? Oh, that's great, the new carbon tax. So we're going to save the world and steal your wallet again. Yes, I do. But I think classism was a problem in India well before the British came around, and during and after. So, well, it's not so much the culture, Fred. It's a matter of common sense. You can still have a cultural life and still use your noggin. You know? Oh, of course, of course. You know, and like I said in my last episode, NDPers now are nothing like what Tommy Douglas was, right? So, when you look at every cultural institution in this country, everything from our hockey games to even our military, they're trying to fuck with it some more, you know? Yes, Brandy, that was in 2010. That was a documentary that was based on a what if scenario. And yes, it was quite creepy, you know? Well, I think India's PM hates Trudeau because Trudeau made a mockery of the trade deal he was supposed to make. And Trudeau went there to party and be a goof, right? You know, that's why a lot of our NATO allies won't take him seriously, because he'd rather show off his fucking socks than actually come up with any kind of strategic plan. Exactly. He dressed like an idiot, and he did his little Bollywood tribute and his little dance and everything. So it's a wonder how lefties didn't go ape shit and say, hey, that's cultural appropriation, right? Tommy Gunn. Well, you know, I don't think we're at war. I just think it was a pissing contest, if anything, because Canada is very, very good to the Filipino culture. So, you know. No, I agree, but I think that was a fuck up on some government office part. I think that was just a screw up. Someone tried to save face on that. So, oh, that's right, Pale. My mistake. If someone's lefty, they can do it. That's right, because he can put on the black face and do his Deo impression. And yeah, of course, my mistake. Yes, no Koopa. No Koopa. I'll start beating myself. We took it back because I think we were forced to take it back. But, you know, that's when Climate Barbie was the environment minister. Yeah. Yeah. The COVID. Oh, exactly. It's the beer bug. Blame the bug. Yeah. Garbage in the harbor. Oh, COVID. Yes, yes. As far as I know, 3 times he was recorded, dressed up as some kind of dressed as Aladdin, and then a couple times I think in high school, right? America sells California. Well, we don't want California. You can have it. Have California. We'll take Alaska. Or we'll share Alaska. How's that sound? No? Okay. Okay. Take care, Fred. New normal. Yeah. Blame it on COVID. Exactly. Well, yeah. Yeah. Aladdin was Arab. So, yeah, he'd be brown. Right? So, Trudeau got that wrong, too. All right. Take care, Fred. Thanks for coming out. Fred Stockman, ladies and gentlemen. Check out his podcast on Anchor FM, The Fred Stockman Show. You'll be really entertained. Quite inquisitive young guy. Give him a shot. So. Canadian Pale, of course. Everybody from Leonardo to Susan Sarandon to Tim Robbins to Sean Penn, Celine Dion, and Jane Fonda talking about the environmental nasties called the oil sands. And yet they have the biggest yachts, the best planes, the best accommodations everywhere they go in the world. So they're full of shit. Yeah. I kind of wish actors would be actors again and actually create some really good art rather than virtue signal every fucking award show or every goddamn opportunity they have. I'm not against anyone speaking their mind, their opinion, but when you watch some of these actors, they put themselves up here while the rest of us are like just down here. It's like, nah, fuck you. I don't buy that shit. No. It's funny because I did some training as an actor too, and I worked with some people like that. Well, Brandy, yeah, I think they've looked at the data, but I also think they're towing someone else's line here, right? It's a UN mandate, and liberals have always been the friend of the UN. So even though they're both caught lying, so Al Gore was coming back. Oh, yes, I remember that Canadian Pale. And it's funny because since 1999, Al Gore has probably made about $2 billion. $2 billion. So I don't take his word for it. Mr. M. Crusty, love it. Thank you. Well, welcome, Mr. M. Or Miss M, or however you identify. I do what I can. So try to keep it real, keep it honest, keep it pure. Mr. Okay, thank you, Mr. M. Thanks for showing up. Keep the energy alive as best I can to my last breath. So, yes, I know Alberta found a way. It was the AT-way thing that Trump okayed, transporting our fuel to Alaska and then from Alaskan ports to the world. Fantastic. If you have links to that random, please email me on those, please, if you can. Well, see, that's the thing, Canadian Pale, because all these big wigs talking about the environment, talking about saving this, saving that. Has anybody here seen the movie Planet of Humans, the Michael Moore produced? Ironically enough, Michael Moore produced it, and him and the actor and director actually exposed the left's ridiculous green idea when it comes to weaning off of fossil fuels. They're basically substituting fuel for wood. Now, I remember back in the 80s, early 90s, they were saying we have to stop cutting all this lumber down and try to let things grow again. Like it was, if you get a chance, everyone, watch the movie Planet of Humans. It's a real wake-up call, honestly. And I hear Climate Hustle 1 and 2 are really good too. So check those out if you can as well. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, Canadian Pale. I would like to see Kenny take a firmer stand and tell Trudeau where to go on that, but we'll have to see. Yes, Canadian Pale, check out Planet of Humans and Climate Hustle 1 and Climate Hustle 2, right? You can actually buy the DVD from them directly. So, yes, the full movie is on. So check it out, folks. It's on YouTube someplace. Just type in Planet of Humans. You'll find it and watch it. Cast your TV, cast your computer, by all means. Listen to every word, though, on what their plans are. Okay, no more gas, but lots of wood. Interesting. So, it wouldn't surprise me, Brandy, if he had connections to that or any other family for that matter. Right? I don't believe any young man gets rich that quick unless he's making porn or selling drugs. So maybe he's doing those too. I don't know. No. I don't care how people get rich. Do it well, but well, see, that's the thing, though. They talk about this green plan, and yet what is the plan? What are the substitutes they have? What kind of things are they working on? Oh, electric cars, great. But we know how electric cars work from lithium, right? Have you seen a lithium mine? It leaves one hell of a mess, a hell of a lot worse than what our oil sands do, I'll tell you that much. Well, the only thing that's going to recover would be a war. Well, nuclear is more efficient. Regardless of how people feel about nuclear power, it is more efficient than coal, right? Hydrogen seems effective. Like there's tons of ideas out there. Oh God, I remember as a kid there was a guy in New York State who converted his Volkswagen Rabbit to burn off fryer grease. He can only go 40 miles an hour, but still, fryer grease. Thorium is. Yeah, the new cars, a lot of computers. That's the thing too. We're all guilty of because my truck has got a computer in it. It's a 2012 truck, but still. Right? Well, I'd look at biodiesel too. Options there. Well, see, that's the thing. We don't have big tectonic plates. You can thank the Canadian Shield for that. You can also thank the uranium deposits in Saskatchewan too. And I think when the Soviet Union opened up again back in the 90s, I think they were the first ones to buy a Canadian reactor, right? So they wouldn't have another incident like they did in Ukraine, Chernobyl. So, Jake Marin, welcome. We're talking about the environment and viable and doable solutions without charging every Canadian an arm and a fucking leg in the name of Green Plan. Right. Well, see, I've seen schematics where you can power your own home and have enough energy to give to your neighbors or sell to your neighbors if you desire. The problem is with that is that when you come up with that self-sufficiency, the government wants its piece, which is always the fucking case. Whether it's in Canada, United States, Britain, government has to have its share, which is a goddamn shame. Because you can make your own wind turbine for your home. You can make your own gas generator without burning a lot of fuel for your home too, right? Well, see, that's the thing too, and it's not so much the federal government; it's municipalities around you as well too. Why do you think we paid land taxes? You know? And see, that's the thing, you know, because then when you buy your own land, you actually have a down payment or build something on it, you got to have this power and this source and these meters and this regulation. It's a shit show. More people taking advantage of you. Well, I think we did. I think in our Constitution, we are entitled to liberty. Exactly, Mr. M. Exactly. And how much that energy in La Belle Province goes to New York State, right? And how much that energy was subsidized by the government du Quebec, avec the federal government too. Yet Mr. Mayor in Montreal there a few years back, oh, we don't want dirty oil coming through Montreal, but we'll dump raw sewage in the St. Lawrence. Yeah. Pop can heaters work, yeah. Just get some rubbing alcohol, you're good to go. Well, the thing is, we do have a Constitution random guy. It's just no one's got the balls to push it and promote it. Well, I'd like to. Well, I don't think Trudeau could handle Canada if it was a republic, because then if it was a republic, we'd have more rights to throw bricks at him. I would too. It'd be a 2A for me too. I'm a gun owner. I'm a proud gun owner, and I'm not giving up my guns. Yes, I saw that, TS. Oh, welcome, TS. Yeah, he would have done his 4 years and that's it, you know? And that would have been it. So, well, it's also a protected society too, right? It's protected. Your first instinct is someone breaking into your house, your first instinct is to defend that home. Fight or flight. That's just human nature. And most people I know would stand their ground. And where I live too, police officers about 20 minutes away. So a lot can happen in that 20 minutes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've heard that from an actual Texan. That's excellent. Yes. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. They can't always respond at 2 a.m. like they should, right? Especially in the rural areas, especially out west here. Hell, even in Northern Ontario, they can't respond as quickly. No? Texasism. Yep. Texasism. Sounds like something's wrong with your feet when you say that a few times really fast, eh? Texasism, Texasism, Texasism. Right? Any more questions, folks? By all means, feel free to ask. Well, TS, no one's going to knock on my door because I won't let him in. Ontario. What about Ontario? No, I did not hear about a new COVID bracelet. Yeah. Well, any kind of bracelet, any kind of tracing, this contact tracer they keep talking about, don't use it. Don't use it. Hmm. Members of Parliament do not get a salary from the public purse. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah. It's a glorified Fitbit, if anything. Yeah. Well, Canadian Pale, $180,000 a year. I hope to God they have a good business to support their lavish lifestyles. So, yeah. Anyway, don't buy into the hype, folks. Yeah. I'd say a tracking device and a false positive alarm. You know, you have a sniffle. Oh my God, you have the beer bug. Yeah. Yeah. Thing is, folks, just don't buy the hype. You know, common sense, let it prevail. Use your own judgment. The biggest minority in this country, ladies and gentlemen, is the individual. So throw the race baiting away, throw the sexism away. Like, come on, really? We're not animals. We're not savages. We're not beasts. You know, I don't buy the systemic racism. I don't buy this rampant pandemic. It's there. It's going to hurt people, but we're being lied to. Period. You know. Mm. Canadian Pale. Well, I agree to that. I agree. If you've done your terms of service, then by all means. If you by any chance, let's say, do your 10 years in Parliament and you leave Parliament, then I think you should get half of that pension than what you're getting right now. Because in the military, you have to do 10 years or more to get any kind of pension, right? And that becomes a red tape ticker day parade too to get the papers done and get this signed, get that signed. It just becomes a nightmare, right? So, well, Snake Stealth, due diligence, my friend, due diligence, right? I'm not going to buy it. You know, I'm not. And when it comes to shots there, Brandy, I've seen something like that too. That's kind of right? The whole new vaccine, the whole new normal. For whom? For us? For them? For the whole world? Which is it? Yeah, Max, they should be elected twice, Robert. Exactly. If you win your election, win your riding, you're in Parliament, right? The way I look at the parliamentary system, you're supposed to represent your constituents to the fullest ability, to your fullest ability, to the best of your ability. And like everybody else who gets a pension, you earn it. You earn it. So it has to be earned. As far as I'm concerned, it has to be earned. So, Mark of the Beast. You mean Iron Maiden? Sorry, I had to crack a joke there. I'm not religious, so I don't believe in any kind of beast. I believe human beings can be just as good and just as evil. So, oh, I agree, Canadian Pale. It's like if you're there representing your constituents, then fine. You need a flight back home, fine. Then you fly economy. If you need a flight anywhere to do your job, you fly economy, right? See, that's the thing, Snake Stealth. I hear that too. I've heard from some of my family members, oh, it is what it is. Like, what is that? That's a cop out. That's, it is what it is. Well, you look at the location of Kansas City too. It's right in the hub of the American wheat belt, right? So it's accessible. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if Trudeau was looking for a cashless society, right? That's why bitcoins were coming around. But powers that be don't want to see those flourish, do they? Because that means you be in control of your own money. Oh, shit. Can't have that. No. Right? Well, see, that's the thing. We have to look after agriculture in both of our countries. Everything from wheat to dairy production to cheese production to fruits and vegetables. Hell, I would love to own 100 acres and plant some hemp. Really. Look what you can do with hemp. Fuck. Paper, building products, you can make fuel out of it too. Right? Yes, you can make homes out of it too. Bricks, building bricks. Yep. And you can plant hemp without the THC, so all the anti-druggers out there won't get all their panties in a bunch. You can still make efficient items from it, right? So the next time there's a toilet paper scare, don't worry, dear, I got the hemp. Exactly, right? Yes, I would encourage people try to get some gold and some silver or whatever precious metals you can get your hands on. So, well, hemp was used as a basic material. Even George W. Sr. said his strings and his parachute were made from hemp, right? Some lead. What size of lead? 308, 303, 30-6? Yes. That kind of lead is fantastic. Yes. Yeah, 223, well, 556, whatever, There's amicable. Well, even the hemp is just an excellent building material, right? Exactly. You can make fuel out of it too. That's see, there's a green plan right there. Justin can talk about. I don't mind paying an extra $100 a month for home heating if you're going to build me a hemp farm that I can harvest and then sell on the market. Sure. Yes, it was. You're right, Canadian Pale. It was weaved. It was weaved from that. It was made from that. So, yeah. And you're right, Tommy. I heard that too. The first pair of denim jeans, I think, from Great Western Garment Company, was made from hemp. Exactly, Random. It's about controlling people, right? Useful stuff. Get back in the market. If I had the coin, heck, I'd buy a few acres and I'd plant hemp. Why not? It's a raw material I could sell to people. They can make something out of it. Right? There's a cash crop right there. Why the hell not? I think part in Canada too. Yeah. Canadian hemp pool. Imagine the silos you'd see in the highway. You can tell you're coming up to a hemp silo when you see the big picture of Tommy Chong sitting there doing this. Well, that'd be excellent, wouldn't it? Well, that could be done, Random. That could be done. That could be done. Sorry, my camera went out of focus here, folks. There we go. Or the Alberta Hemp Board. Thing is, there's too many boards. That's the thing. So create your own board. The Random Guy Hemp Board. The Crusty Canuck Hemp Board. Right? I think Tommy Chong probably would endorse it. That man's about 78 years old. He's had 3 bouts of cancer, and he's still kicking ass taking names. So, yeah. So I don't care if you smoke a hoolie once in a while. I've got a stash in my back room there that I use once in a while when I have my episodes. So, well, Dave Hemington. Yeah, he probably licensed his own buddies, like he did with the clams and the fisheries, right? No. TS Alberta Weeds railed. Yeah, we know. I know. It's a sad shame, right? Okay, random guy. Take care. All the best to you, buds. Cheers. Well, some more people have come out. Great to see you all. Thanks for coming out, folks. Just a reminder too, if you do feel like donating, please do. If you don't, that's fine as well. Check out my merchandise and my Teespring line. You'll find all this information in the description of my last video. If you give, let's say, a committed $5 to $10 a month donation, you'll get yourself a free T-shirt. No cost to you. Just give me an email, what size you want, and then we'll go from there. So, and as a reminder too, I'm still working on the hockey jersey and the swimsuits. And I'm working on ball caps as well too. So I just got to find the right kind of price and what I can do economically. So all you crusty Canuckers out there can have some good swagger. Okay. So feel free to ask me any questions, folks. I put these live streams up every 2 weeks for you, my viewers, to see who I am, that I'm a real person. I'm not some conspiracy nut. I am a concerned Canadian. I'm a patriotic Canadian, and I love my country. I love freedom. I love capitalism, and I love all you guys. So by all means, feel free to ask me anything that you like. They might be the flex ball caps. They'll probably be the Velcro strap, right? So like the one size fits all. And I'll keep it basic. I'll either do a black or red or do a black, probably with the Crusty logo on the top there, Crusty Podcast. And then on the back, I'll put something patriotic like 1867 or 72 Summit, that kind of thing, just to get the word out, right? So I'm actually talking to a person right now outside of Calgary who does some good designs. He's trying to find me some good deals, right? So, yeah. Captain Midnight, no, you're right. There's no such thing as a Green New Deal. It's a con. It's scamming more money out of us to put us in the poorhouse for the sake of this green collective bullshit. And the thing is, they've tried this back in communist countries too. And if you actually listen to my interview, where I had that interview with Susanna there in one of my videos, she had the same thing happen to her in Czechoslovakia when she was growing up. Oh, we do this for the environment. We do this to keep things clean. And yet she mentions her neighborhood was filthy because of the soot from burning and everything. So, right. It's common sense, folks. We all love clean water. We all love going to parks and enjoying the scenery, enjoying the wildlife. We don't throw our garbage on the ground. We do what we can. We do what we can to recycle. This whole 2 billion tree idea that happened. Where is it? Fuck, last summer I bought 3 trees and I planted them myself, and they're still doing fine. Right? 3 of them. I should get a rebate for that, right? For being green. So. Well, when they start vaccinating people, I would love to see all these so-called know-it-alls and aficionados get lined up on stage, just like they do every press conference, where they're scolding us, calling us names, and I want to see them lift their their shirts up, and I want to see a needle go into their skin, and I want to see a medical professional injecting it. Then I might consider it. Until that happens, no. Made an episode of that too. Vaccine, you first. You'll see it in my video page there. Big picture of Trudeau with a big shitty grin on his face holding a needle. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that there, Canadian Pale. Yeah. Nothing to see here, but what we want you to see. Yes. Do as we say, not as we do. Yep. David Hemington. Yes. Gerald Butts pulled in Ontario and Wynne fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, and put that province back into debt. Yep. It's good to keep things green and let things flourish, but let people have their jobs back and let people start making some money on their own terms. Not what the government says, but what they say. Right? Because they're turning this democracy into a real shit show. And the problem is that most of these clowns making these decisions, they're our age. They're in the late 30s and mid 40s. So something to think about, eh? Yeah. I've noticed that too, TS. I don't have any info on it, but I've noticed that too. I agree, Captain. You can kiss my royal ass because I was a royal. There's also a Patricia too, so. Well, you look at the Cold War. There's part of that story in that interview I had with Susanna that a lot of neighbors were told to snitch, just like you see in universities now. Oh, someone's not wearing a mask, or someone said this word, someone said this to someone, and I saw it. It's a real shit show, right? And it's funny how a lot of it's regurgitating here too, right? With all the Carls and Karens out there, you're not social distancing. Like, fuck. Leave me the fuck alone. Well, did you keep your individuality, Canadian Pale? Now, did it break you financially or up in here? Well, this is everlasting. This can get hurt, but it'll never break. I will never let myself be broken again. You know, a couple of cracks here and there, you know, metaphorically speaking, but yeah. And that's the thing. And when I looked at post-secondary, I had a couple options there too. And I was not impressed with the presentation I had and the list of rules that came with the application. About a page and a half dedicated to my identity and my feelings. How about my name, age, what I want to pursue, where I live? There you go. What else do you need to know? No, I'm not going to go to this pink hat rally. No, I'm not going to take part in this identity politics here. No, I'm going to promote democracy and I'm going to be a critical thinker, right? Because whatever professor is teaching said class, he or she is making 150 plus a year to encourage me to be a critical thinker. Was that not the idea of post-secondary to begin with? Right? And now you have all these kids that are graduated, they're in debt through the wahoo, and yet they've got degrees in something that just isn't beneficial, right? Like I would see a kid being frustrated if he or she had an electrical engineering degree and they couldn't find a job, or I could be sympathetic to someone who had a degree in English and couldn't find, you know, a proper institution to work out of or a proper discipline. But people with these dance theories degrees and these race theory degrees, and like, what's this going to benefit society? Right? I just don't know. You know, you're better off going to trade school, get a trade. I'd like to get a trade, really. Exactly, TS. You could have all the degrees you want, but you can still be a functioning idiot. Really. I've dealt with people on my website about that. I've dealt with people on Facebook. Oh, I have a degree, you know. And I admit my grammar is not the best sometimes, but when I get a thought, I just type away and I just boom, get it out there, you know. And I've had people, oh, well, I have an English degree. Well, whoop de fucking do. Would you like a medal? Care for a waffle? You have a degree. Oh, great. So you're sitting there worrying about my opinion? Why aren't you out there writing the great Canadian novel? Well, Canadian Pale. Literally witnessed professors telling other professors that they need to do a better job of doctoring. Oh, yes, I've actually heard about something like that too. Yes, yes. But then again, you look at the flack that Dr. Jordan Peterson has received over the past 6 years, and Janice Fiamengo and Dr. Gad Sad and other notable scholars. Yeah, I can see that. I did see something like that briefly there, Robert. I was scrolling through it. I don't listen to a lot of professors anymore give us their 2 cents worth, unless it's Dr. Gad Sad, Janice Fiamengo, Dr. Peterson, and other scholars, other notable scholars. Robert Quiggin, his stuff too. Oh. The cleanest. Well, hence the name cleanest. Well done. I'm glad you survived that. Let me guess, how many times do you want to take that mop and just whap him right in the side of the head? Yeah. Yes, opinions like assholes. Everyone has one. Excuses like assholes. Everyone has one. I know they're TS. Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking I could do something to change that environment, but well, see, nothing's going to change that environment unless something devastating happens, right? That's the thing, because a lot of the lefty ideologues that were left aside in the former Soviet Union and former communist countries, they either immigrated and started making money, or they started making money on the connections they had in their former countries, or some of them fled to the West to create more fucking poisonous ideas for the so-called lefty spectrum, right? Canadian Pale working on a trade. Yeah, go for it, Canadian Pale. Go for it. Get into your trade. No. Yuri Bezmenov. Who's he? Cleanest? He sounds like somebody important I should know, but I don't listen to commies. I don't buy their rhetoric. I don't care how young they are or how smart they think they are. There was one clown in question on my Facebook page that would turn around and say, "You don't know economics." And well, I'm not an economist. I never said I was. But if I have $100, you're not getting a red fucking cent of it unless you earn it, right? So you either cut my grass, do my dishes, or get the fuck away from me. Right? Needless to say, he's not talking to me anymore, thankfully. So, who's Yuri Bezmenov there, cleanest? Oh, yes. Okay. The useful idiot speech. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. I knew there was something. Yeah, that's right. You know, little short guy, big thick glasses on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's the one. Okay. And I bet you Canadian Pale, that professor had no desire to do anything else because he was indoctrinated into his position. And the only job he could probably find in Canada was being a professor based on his qualifications. Yeah. Interesting. Yes. Which reminds me too, folks, in the next little while, sometime in the future, not only will I be doing the podcast and what I put in YouTube, I'm also going to be working on dedicating maybe 2 or 3 episodes a month to comedy. So I've got a few notes down, a few characters I've created based on what I've seen on television and politics, of course. My favorite subject, politics, and just off the cuff stuff. It's Python-esque. It has a bit of SCTV influence, some Kids in the Hall influence. I'm sure you've all seen my Lulu character in some of my early videos. So that character might make a comeback or two. I don't know. But bear in mind, in the next little while, I'm going to actually be trying to film some of these skits, formulate, edit and all that, put it in my editing suite, and try to get it on his line, hopefully by Christmas. If not, then shortly after Christmas. That's the plan. So stay tuned for that. Not only will I do political commentary and points of view and satire, I wouldn't mind doing some comedy too. So spread that around to all the friends you have out there. Share this around, whatever, but keep that in mind. So it'll be a second channel. It'll be Crusty Comedy. So keep it simple, but I'll see what I can do for you. So Canadian Pale. Always Canadian Pale, yeah. Maybe give that professor a cup of coffee someday, give him a pat in the back, and have a talk of sanity with him. So, but yeah, take care, Canadian Pale. All right. Well, any more questions, ladies and gentlemen? I might shut this down in the next few minutes, so get your questions in. All right. No, I hear you. I agree. Canada does need to wake up. Just take care, Canadian Pale. All the best, bud. Thanks for coming out. No, I agree, Captain Midnight. We all need to wake up, but that's why we're here, trying to get the words out, right? So, but like I say, yeah, keep that in mind. I'll put updates and everything on my community page, as I always do, in regards to what's happening with comedy, what's happening with merchandise, and what have you. And I'll ask again, if you do feel like donating, ladies and gentlemen, please click on the links in my video descriptions where you can pay. $5 to $10 donation a month will get you a free t-shirt. If you just want to give a lump sum, that's fine. If you don't want to give, or if you can't give, that's fine too. I'm not demanding cash. Just lay it out there. If you want to volunteer it, by all means. If not, that's okay too. I enjoy making these live streams. I enjoy making the podcasts. I find they're very therapeutic. And we need more opinions out there. We need more common sense out there, folks. So you need to go for beer. Masks not allowed in your bar. That's excellent. Good. And if anyone wears a mask, then you charge them $1.50 because they got to pay for the metal straw, right? Can't have plastic straws anymore. But you can have plastic-based masks. Yeah. Where are you from, Cleanest? BC, okay. Oh, you worked at the schools in BC. Poor guy. Sorry, not dissing BC. I know a lot of great BC folk. A lot of my fan base comes out of BC and Ontario. So, but yeah, I know about the university issues in that province. I like what the Fraser Institute has to say on occasion about the economics and about how our government has fucked up military spending over the past 25 years. So, any more questions, folks? I might be shut this down the next few minutes there too. So, oh, poor guy. Well, are you a gun owner, Cleanest? Canadian Salt Army. That works. Yeah, that works. I like that. Salt. Yeah. I had some creature weigh in on my comment page there. She was calling me grandpa. I could tell it was a she, because she asked me if I was afraid of women. And it's like, well, no, because I'm married to a great lady. Why would I be afraid of women? Right? I don't think she liked that too much. You know, I think because it was the gray hair that scared her or something, and my own personal thought and my own, logic where I take responsibility for my shit kind of scared her. So understood, cleanest. No worries. Yeah, I can hear you. Where I grew up, like I'm from Ontario. I grew up in Ontario. There, I said it. But I came out west back in 2008, and I love it out here. It's just wow. Unfortunately, the liberal brand, the liberal brand that I grew up with, was nothing like it is today. Because it was liberal. Live and let live, do your thing. I disagree with what you're saying, but guess what? I'll fight for your right to say it nonetheless. Right? Now it's all lefty this and lefty that and feelings and harmony. Bullshit. So yeah. See, there used to be resilience. Basic effing resilience. And where did that go to? I guess that's considered a microaggression. Huh? Right? Getting up, going to work on time, doing your best with what you have, learning as you go along, learning how to take a chew out once in a while, learning how to give a chew out once in a while. Now we can't do that because you're not being inclusive. What a joke. I'll give it a few more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. This will be my first 2-hour live stream. Exactly, TS. You lead by example, right? We used to have a poster in our platoon room back in battalion. And I remember the first thing it said was achieve professional competence. Snake stealth. I guess that's just too white of me to be on time, eh? Of course, yes. Well done, Dave. Well done. Everyone give Dave a cyber hand of applause. Well done on you, sir. Yes. Congratulations. That's great. That's great. The thing is, Dave, I'm only in my 40s, so that's, Cheers to you, Dave. I'd send you a cyber beer if I could, but well done, sir. You must be proud. Yeah. Obviously, you're a musician, Dave. What are some of your favorite bands? Am I seeing that picture right? You're obviously playing a keyboard, right? So you're good with the keys. Deep Purple. Okay. Yeah. I'm more of a Rush guy. I've been a Rush fan since since 82 when Singles came out. Yeah. 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 Deep Purple. Excellent. Yeah. Rush, Deep Purple. Let me guess. Do you like Dream Theater? I find them soothing once in a while. Well, now this week I've been on a big Rush kick, so I would listen to Grace Under Pressure. I've listened to Power Windows. What else did I listen to? Oh yeah, Farewell to Kings. Yeah, I listened to that there yesterday actually. Yeah. So, yeah. But then I discovered punk rock in my teen years, so everything just went to shit. Motorhead, good metal bands, Metallica. Got into thrash quite a bit, a lot of hardcore, DOA, Damned classics like the Pistols, Clash. Had a whole library one time. Nine Inch Nails, yeah, I got into them too. Yeah. Yes, I actually got into Yes there a little while ago. Big Generator for some reason. Their big 80s album, you know. Never really got into the 70s, yes, but I really dig Big Generator quite a bit. It's funny because when you get older, your old tastes come back, or your sense of listening is far fucking superior than it was when you're an angry kid, right? So, Nine Inch Nails, yeah, I remember Head Like a Hole when that first came out. That just fucking wow, you know. Jethro Tull, never got into Jethro Tull too much. Never really got into them, you know. About 10 years ago, I rediscovered Genesis after Peter Gabriel left. I think the Duke album is excellent. I don't know what it is. I just like the way the three of those guys put that together. So I never got into Jethro Tull. I can appreciate him. Don't be wrong. I can appreciate him. When bands were bands, musicianship was everything. Not just so much the lyrics, but just putting the music together. Thorogood, yeah, good drinking music. Yeah. So, well, a few more minutes, folks, and I'll shut this down. Right. Feel free to ask me more questions. Like I say again, if you feel like donating, please donate. You can find the links at the description parts of my videos. Any questions, feel free to email me. My contact information is in my videos too, so check the description page. If you feel like mailing me a letter, by all means, we can all appreciate some snail mail one time or two, postcards, some swagger, whatever. And if any of you guys would like to advertise your wares or your services on my podcast, just let me know via email. Okay. So take care, TS. Thanks for coming out, man. Thank you, Captain Midnight. Appreciate that. I'm actually involved in the Veterans Coalition Party. So hypothetically, if an election is called, you will see my mug out there. And I've got a special shirt and tie for said event too. So keep that in mind. And I appreciate the comments. Thank you, Captain. I appreciate that. Thank you. I've had the training. I've been a leader. I've been a soldier. I've been a commander. I've been a section commander. I've made my mistakes too, as any other soldier has. But in the same sense, it gave me a good sense of reality, of duty and honor and respect. So, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. Please share it around. And for all of you who are still sticking around, please share, comment, and like. Help me get those extra hours up so YouTube can start monetizing my work. And it does take work too, ladies and gentlemen. I don't just plug in my camera and plug in my microphone. This thing here, this is what I use for my podcast, right? Get that on there and get my facts together, try to make a half-hour show that's entertaining, informative, and realistic too. So integrity, exactly. Ethics, morals, exactly, Captain Midnight. So, if I was elected, hypothetically, okay, if I was elected, yeah, I'd be in Ottawa busting asses. All right. Trudy needs a good dose of reality. I don't think he was given that as a child. And what gets me is that he hates Alberta oil so much that he forgets his family fortune was made on it. Ironic, isn't it? Right? Oh. Sweet fucking irony at its finest. Okay? So. Yeah. And it wasn't Pierre Trudeau that made the fortune. It was Pierre's dad that made the fortune. Right? Nothing wrong with a parent setting up their kids for life. I think that's admirable. It's up to that parent, though, to teach those kids how to get out there and hustle their ass and work for it, too. I've had to. You've had to. What's their fucking excuse? Right? None of them. None of them. You know, Pierre's dad, Trudeau Senior. I don't know his name off the top. I actually had it sectioned off one of my encyclopedias here, used as a reference for a show. But no, Pierre may have been flamboyant and nouveau at the time, but I don't think he did any big favors. He too spent a lot of money and put us in the poorhouse. So, yeah. Oh, thanks, Captain. We're all brothers and sisters here. We're all fighting for the common good. Canadian democracy, the way it should be, right? Got no tolerance for commies, got no tolerance for fascists, got no tolerance for blatant racists and ignoramuses alike. So, fuddle-duddle. Yes, that was actually a lesson in school, too. I think it was Joe Clark he told to fuck off. Was it? Remember Joe Clark? The big lips. Yeah. Yes, we all remember Joe Clark. Yeah. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, well, it's been a couple hours here on the stream. Thank you once again to all my subscribers out there who have subscribed recently. Thank you very much. I have reached, I think, 6,030 subscribers on YouTube, and I think a half a dozen more or so on my Podbean channel. So thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed, given me a comment, and especially everyone who's come out tonight. Thank you very much. As I say, pay attention to my community page here on YouTube. You'll see updates on new episodes and when I do a live stream. I try to do a live stream every 2 weeks, so today's the first. So 2 weeks tonight will be my next live stream. And hopefully I will have some swagger ready for sale for you to purchase or to give as a gift or just to buy for the sake of having some Crusty Canuck paraphernalia. But I'll get that up and running. And thank you once again for coming out and making this live stream another success. I appreciate it. I value your judgment. I hope you value mine. And let's keep the dialogue going, folks. This has been another Crusty Canuck live stream for October 1st, 2020. And I'm your host, Crusty Canuck. Thank you once again for coming out. And like I always say, folks, take care. Dave, Rob, Cleanest, Mr. Midnight, Captain Midnight, TS, and everyone else who's come out. Thank you once again. And like I used to say, well, like I always say, not used to, I always say, look after your friends and loved ones. And remember, humanity merit will win the day. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.